Okay. All right, so Nia and I are back, and Nia is like my other daughter. We're bumping heads. That's funny. So Nia met Morgan like before elementary school even.
Yeah, because we,
Oh, wait, hold on, there's a microphone.
oh, I'll
I
talk
forgot.
louder too. We we did my gym together.
Yeah,
And I think at that time we were like 5, or
yeah,
at least I was 5 and Morgan was probably like
6.
6-ish.
No, I think it might be a little different. She was about 5 and you may have been 4.
Probably.
Yeah, my gym was like a children's gym. It was the cutest thing. They had little equipment for the kids to play and work out on,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, we did gymnastics. We did everything. There was a ball pit there. I
Right.
remember we had this lady who she spoke so weirdly,
Yeah.
but she was really fun to be around.
Hmm.
And she was always in front of the ball pit, so that way no one could sink to the bottom.
And get lost in the bottom of the ball pit. That would be a travesty. Kid kid gets lost in ball pit at the play at the kids' gym.
Mhm.
The reason we're here today is because Nia stopped by to see me to help me get this whole setup going. And I'm trying to get this camera going, and it's a Sony Zeiss, which belonged to Morgan. She used it for vlogging, and I want to use it as well for vlogging and a few other things.
Mhm.
Nia, the reason I called Nia, I'm gonna let her tell you. Let me tell you. Nia is doing big things. Nia?
For people who don't know me, I am in the film industry. I work with cameras and I work in the camera department for shows and movies, and I went to school at SCAD, so that has helped me launch my little career.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've spent a really long time
You
with cameras.
you did. And oh wait, okay, so this is the point. Shameless plug. Talk about the show that you worked on that is currently airing.
Lioness on Paramount. I was in the props department, so everything that they're holding from uh milk cartons to iPhones to watches to sunglasses to purses to shopping bags.
Wow.
I did that.
I love that. I love that. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
So super
you.
proud of you. And she is living her best life.
Very kind.
Yeah, girl, you are doing the adulting thing. I'm very happy for you. Okay, so we actually are testing this out, but since I have her here, I'm going to take this opportunity to interview Nia and talk a little bit more about your career and your loves, your likes, your dislikes, all those things.
I'm here
So,
for it.
okay, good. Okay, so this is the question. What made you choose to go into the industry that you're in the film industry?
I really loved photography, and I think in 8th grade I started taking college courses for like photography classes, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. I'm gonna be a photographer. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then the school that I went to, since we were boarders, my roommate at the time, she liked film. She absolutely loved film. She can
Mhm.
tell you everything about film. And she made me realize how much photography and film were alike and how much I already loved movies and I loved shows and I loved everything about seeing something on the screen. And
Mhm.
so I was like, okay, let me try it out. Let me see what I can do. So me and her made a little short video, and she helped me understand what to look for and how to do certain things, how to do audio, how to make shots look good.
Okay.
And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I like can dream of doing in the future. So I just went full sail and I went to college for it. My parents were very scared. They
Yeah.
were very nervous for me.
Yeah.
But they were like, I'll give you 1 year, and if you like it, you'll stay. If you don't, we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Um, so that's what made me
Yeah.
go towards film. So
Yeah.
I guess I can say photography was
Hmm.
my start, and then film was my like true passion.
So I love this because you actually said something that you don't recognize that you did. You said go full sail.
Hmm.
So I'm a graduate of Full Sail University.
Oh, I
Cheers.
didn't know
I
that.
have my master's from Full Sail,
Hmm.
and it's an internet marketing master's of science.
Oh wow. I didn't
Yeah,
know
but
that.
for those of you who don't know Full Sail, see, why did you get excited when I said Full Sail?
Because they have good programs. I've always seen
Yeah,
everything about them.
yes, and
And
they're
it's
very.
online, right?
It's online, and the campus is in Winter Park, Florida.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they have campus, and a lot of people do know it who are in film and music
Yes.
because they are one of the industry leaders for education and really working with people who get into the field of entertainment. They have a soundstage there too.
I heard every time I
It's really
like
nice.
see an ad about them,
Yeah,
I delve deep into it to see what's going on. But they
yes,
have
they
everything.
do. They do.
It's very impressive. My friend, he wanted to do what was it called? Music production or something like that.
Yeah.
So he transferred from SCAD to Full Sail.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was like, oh, okay. I didn't know how good their programs were until I really looked into it.
Yeah.
But they have really good programs. They have a
They
lot of
do.
programs.
And there are a lot of alumni who are award-winning producers, sound engineers, film, those sort of things. Shout out to Full Sail, but let's talk about SCAD because that's where you went. How did you choose? I'm trying to make sure this camera angle is good. Okay. How did you choose to go to SCAD? What drew you to them?
I my college counselor, she was like, I told her I didn't want to go to another all girls school. They were trying because for probably the last 2 months of school, I was like, I'm not going to college. I don't want to go to college. I just want to do my own thing. I want to go in the path that I want to go. And then it was like their last hope for me. They were like, we know a college for you. Just go see it. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
I was like, okay, where is it? And they said Atlanta, Georgia. And I was like, okay, we'll see. But as soon as I walked onto campus and got to a feel of everything, I was just like, I can see myself here. Like, I want to be here because everything was so lively. Everything was not in your face, but you knew that there was so many creatives there
Yeah.
that you can accomplish anything. There were
Okay.
so many people who knew people. The
Yeah.
connections were great. I just was like, you know what? Let's just try this college thing out.
Yeah. And then you got there and fell in love with it.
Yeah, I was like, this seems like a good place to be. Like
Hmm.
I feel comfortable. Atlanta, at the time I really enjoyed being in Atlanta. And I still don't mind Atlanta now. But for someone being in Maryland for so long and actually going and doing something outside of Maryland,
Hmm.
I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm scared, but I do want to go far. I want to branch out.
Yeah.
So Atlanta was like a good place that I really enjoyed. And Morgan was at Coastal, which
Yeah.
was only like 3 hours ish away. So I felt comfortable enough to be far away, but at the same time I was still really nervous.
Yeah. And if you needed to get, do you all hear the cat?
Oh,
Do you hear the cat? I normally have the door closed, so I apologize for any background noise, but now I gotta apologize for the cat. Her name is Autumn. She's very special. She's actually super dope. She's very cute.
Yeah.
Okay. L- She was like, yeah, I am. So, film, TV industry, what would you tell someone who's looking to enter the industry? Let me be more specific. What would you tell them best aspects are? What are the worst aspects of it? And if you had known then what you know now, what would you say?
I think when going into the film industry, you have to be able to get along with everyone.
Hmm.
It This is a very connections based industry, and if you make an enemy, there could be 100 people that you just made an enemy with.
Ooh,
So it's you have to really you can't be too like cocky. You can't be full of yourself, especially when first starting out, because you are going to be, depending on your level of experience, but you're really going to take the brunt of the work. And just like any other job, you're just going to have to rise to the occasion. You're going
hmm,
to have to do a whole bunch of things before you get that spot that you really want. And I always told myself that I want to be a jack of all trades when it comes to the film industry, because you can be replaced so quickly.
yeah.
I say definitely try every single thing when you're starting out, because I knew I wanted to be in the camera department, but I like props. I
Hmm.
don't mind props, and even set dressing. I don't mind it. But I didn't learn it, or I didn't know that I liked it until I tried it out. One of the good things about it is you gain such a big family.
Hmm.
Like, I still talk to most of the people that I worked with just to check up on them, see how it's going. And that has been very helpful when it comes to, oh, you're in Atlanta. Is there anything coming to Atlanta that they might need help on? Is there anything
Yeah.
coming to Maryland that I don't know about? Are there just things that I don't know that you can tell me or that you can suggest? Because I've gotten little jobs from them just saying, hey, we know a PA, we know someone in the camera department, we know someone who could do this. So the connections are very beneficial.
I love that.
And I would say it's not like bad, but it's not the greatest. It's just the hours. The
Hmm.
hours are hard. They're really
Mm,
hard if you're not used to it. Because I'm used to the student stuff where it's okay, you got to be done in 6 hours,
yeah.
unless you're going to the next day, and that's another 6 hours. But I could be on set from 6 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m.
Wow.
And it was really hard for me to get adjusted to that at first. But when I started doing more and more, I was like, okay, my sleep schedule is going to be messed up for the rest of my life.
It's never
But
going to be the same.
yeah, no, but you fall asleep really quickly,
Hmm.
which is the
Hmm.
best part.
That reminds me, so your mom and I both have been in event planning
Yes.
and particularly conferences.
Mm.
And that's the lifestyle of a conference planner.
Yeah.
Once the conference kicks off, you're easily doing a 12, 18-hour day, and you go to sleep, you get up and you start all over again. But you have to love what you're doing in order to
Yes,
really get through it.
definitely. You have to be on your toes at all points. You have to love so you have to be in love with what you are doing, because what I've realized when doing the last show that I was on, is that people get burned out so quickly, and they don't even realize it because they're not doing what they love. So a lot of
Mm,
the PAs that I came in with, a lot of them ended up leaving because they didn't realize it was going to be so hard. And as a PA who is that's your like bottom tier person,
Mm-hmm.
like a dishwasher basically.
Yeah.
I'm not saying bottom tier, but
It's an entry point.
yeah, it's an entry point.
Yeah.
A lot of the time I was like, oh, I'm gonna be on set, I'm gonna do this and this, but most of the time I was in the office. I felt like I was
Really?
working an office job because I was handling the billing, I was handling packages, I was making runs to make sure that people had things. So it really was the grunt work that I had to do.
Wow.
So that I learned very quickly that you can't expect to be like at the top right away. You
Yeah.
have to earn your place and you have to earn your name 100% in this industry, which was it was an eye opener to me, but it humbled me
Yeah.
because I was like, okay, I can do this and this and go into whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I had to explain to my parents too,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to be in the camera department right away. The
Right.
camera department is such an exclusive community. And
Mm.
I didn't realize that until I got onto Lioness because I was like, oh, I want to get on the camera department. I want to talk to the camera team. But the camera department or the camera community is very they have very high standards and a lot of them are men. So it's I'm going to have to fight through all the standards and I'm going to have to try and be possibly as good as these men or better than these.
You've got to be twice as good. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yes, but it's so interesting. There's at least 30 years of difference in age between us. And when I was coming up, my dad would always tell me, you always got to be twice as good
Mm-hmm.
because you're Black and you're female,
Right.
right? And I remember thinking, like, that's just ridiculous. But then I got out into the work world and it was real.
Right.
But to hear you say that you've got to earn your keep, one, from experience, and two, because you're entering into a male dominated field,
Mm-hmm.
means you've got to be twice as good to catch the respect that your male counterparts are getting in the industry.
Yeah.
And 30 years ago, really, we're still there? We're
Right.
still there. Like, where did we do that?
Exactly. Like, why are we still having the same mindset? It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense at all
yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah. Equality is a thing that we take for granted. It's
Mm-hmm.
not always equal.
Yeah.
Listen, I am enjoying this conversation, but seeing as how this is a test,
Right.
this is
I
a
forgot
test
about
and
that.
only a test. No, I'm just kidding. But I want to continue this conversation, but we're going to actually take a pause for the cause and make sure that this thing is actually working right. And if it is working right, I want to say once again, my guest is Nia Tyson. She is a production assistant working in film and TV. And if you don't know her name, start looking for her in the credits when you watch TV shows and movies. And her most current show is Lioness. So check it out because she helped with all the props. All right.
Yes, it was
Nia, do you
lovely.
want to give people any way to follow you on social or catch up with you?
Um, my Instagram is Tyson Nuggets, like the chicken brand, but I have an IMBD page as well. It's just Nia Tyson, and it's just a picture of me. I have blue locks though, so letting you know.
Okay. So go check her out. And thank you so much for being a part of my podcast.
Of
This is
course.
fun. Okay. We'll see you later. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. The most important part. Did you subscribe? Click the subscribe button on YouTube and also make sure that you're following me and subscribing on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Okay. Because you don't want to miss this. And I'm about to start doing a subscription base, which is going to have all the nuggets. You want to make sure you're in there. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.